Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tech 101 on deepfakes. So let's get right to it. Talk about emerging technology. The first recorded mention of a deepfake was on Reddit just 3 years ago in 2017 by a user who was creating fake explicit videos and posting them on the website. Since then, they've grown massively in population. Now, I couldn't find a statistic for 2020, but a deep learning startup called DeepTrace tracked around 8,000 deepfakes online in 2018, and that number increased nearly 100% to 15,000 in 2019. So, using that simple math, there could be potentially anywhere from 30,000 deepfake videos online today. So, let's rewind a bit. What exactly am I talking about when I say deepfake? Deepfake is a portmanteau of the words deep learning and fake. It's essentially the use of deep learning to create fake video content. You may have seen viral videos of Nicolas Cage in Titanic, Superman, or Indiana Jones, and these are all the most innocent examples of deepfakes, but we'll get to that later. While people normally think of deepfakes as a face swap, they can be so much more than that. Replacing just a person's mouth to manipulate their words, creating new audio with someone's voice, and even piecing together attributes of a bunch of different people, one person's eyes, another's nose, another's facial structure, to create an entirely fake face and an entirely fake human. These are all types of deepfakes. And I'll reference this video again at the end, but comedian Jordan Peele gave a great example of how a deep fake works to create a fake speech from President Obama. As you can see, his lips are moving, but that's mirrored onto Obama's face. So how does it work? In the simplest terms, deepfakes are like Photoshop meets AI. Creators are using artificial intelligence to superimpose video imagery on someone else's face. And they do this by training machine learning algorithms called neural networks on hours and hours of video footage to analyze every aspect of a person's face, how they look in different angles and lightings, any tics or expressions they may normally use, how they move their head when they talk, etc. Then they use a facial mapping technique to swap the faces or even just a mouth with another's on a video. And because the neural networks have learned and studied so many aspects of these people, they're able to swap images nearly seamlessly. However, if that wasn't enough, creators are now using something called a generative adversarial network, or GANs, to add to your list of acronyms, to notice any flaws in the video, addressing those inconsistencies and making them even more realistic. As you can imagine, the idea of extremely realistic fake video and audio content can bring about a multitude of issues, but I've chosen to focus on two. First, explicit content. According to that report conducted by DeepTrace, fake pornography accounts for 96% of online deepfake videos, and it disproportionately targets women. These videos are likely non-consensual and submitted anonymously, so victims have little jurisdiction when it comes to persecuting the creators or removing the videos themselves. While this has largely been seen with female celebrities, given the vast amounts of public footage available for those neural networks to analyze and learn, it's not a long shot to think that deepfake pornography could victimize members of the general public as well. Additionally, disinformation is a massive policy issue when it comes to deepfakes. Just this April, the environmental activist group Extinction Rebellion created a deepfake video of the Prime Minister of Belgium, wherein he was seen blaming the COVID-19 pandemic on climate change and urging immediate action. And fake videos are one thing, but just the threat and knowledge that a video could be fake is arguably a worse issue. For example, in 2018, the citizens of Gabon grew restless after months of not seeing their president in public. Finally, a video of the president was released in order to curb speculation, but it had an adverse effect. The president's facial movements, speech, and defocused eyes all incited suspicion that the video was a deep fake. A week later, the Gabon military attempted a coup to overthrow the president, citing the fake video as part of their motivation. The coup failed and the president is still there. He admitted to having a stroke, which could have explained his strange mannerisms in the video. So perhaps the video was real. That said, just the possibility of a video from a political leader being seen as fake has already been proven to cause unrest. And unfortunately, this compounds another issue, and that's the lack of digital literacy in developing countries. While many Western countries are actively combating deepfakes and much of the public is aware of their potential, developing countries are, quote, often home to fragile governments and populations with nascent digital literacy, according to InfoWorld's Martin Heller. Suffice to say, the situation in Gabon could be repeated numerous times. So, now that I've gotten you reasonably nervous, you're probably wondering how to spot a deepfake yourself. And I hate to break it to you, but it's getting harder and harder. Remember the generative adversarial networks I mentioned earlier? Their entire job is to find issues within deepfake videos and fix them to make them seem more realistic. As those neural networks learn what makes something seem fake, they'll learn how best to fix it. I can give you a few pointers, however. Low quality deepfakes are still around and they can be spotted through mismatched audio, patchy skin, or poorly rendered hair. And companies like Microsoft are creating technologies to help spot more advanced versions of deepfakes, which ironically also use AI. So while it may seem bleak, have faith that the good technology will combat the bad. I've outlined some further reading here if you'd like to do a bit more knowledge gathering about this quickly growing technology. MIT has a Detect Fakes research project where you can test your skills, and a few other sources. And I'm not suggesting you create a deepfake video yourself, but if you'd like to see how easy it is to create one, the Reface app can produce some incredibly realistic GIFs all on your phone. So I hope you enjoyed this quick look into deepfakes. And remember, while they may seem scary, at least you're not Nicolas Cage.